Welcome to the Church of Fire. Today I am actually here at our church property where our gatherings are gonna take place. And while walking around the property, I decided to make this little short video on doubt and overcoming that doubt. Now, recently I've posted a video about hearing the voice of God, making sure that you are attuned to hearing the voice of God. The importance of hearing the voice of God, because after all, if you are, we all have Holy Spirit inside us, and we are all made capable to hear the voice of God. But a lot of us choose to ignore it. We choose to rationalize, we choose to intellectualize, we choose to deny. Basically all of the defense mechanisms that Sigmund Freud was talking about, they're for the most part are used in order to engage that human nature, that mental body of ours that we have, which is part of the flesh, and that stops us. That stops us from hearing the voice of God. And whenever we stop ourselves from hearing the voice of God, not exactly stopping ourselves from hearing, but stopping ourselves from following God's will. We hear the voice, we know what we need to do, we know what is right, we know what is good, we know what is evil too. And yet, we choose not to do good. We choose the evil, because think about this, there is really no middle ground. If you are walking, remember the story of Good Samaritan. You're walking on the street and you see evil happening. What is the righteous thing to do? The righteous thing to do is to get involved and stand up and resist that evil and help someone who is in trouble. And it might be scary, you might doubt your capabilities, your powers, your strength, and you might choose not to do anything, thinking that, well, I didn't make it worse, when in reality, well, you actually did, because you allowed that evil to keep on going. And that's evil, that is sin. And so today in this video, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about doubt. Because doubt is unbelief, doubt is unfaithfulness, doubt is evil, and doubt is sin. And yet, you can't really get rid of doubt. Again, it's part of our human nature. We are made to be doubtful. Do I want to go there? That looks like a dark area over there. I doubt if I want to go there. So you see, these things in life, that doubt, can sometimes save us from trouble, prevent us from doing something crazy, something silly. But of course, most of the times, especially if we hear God's voice, if we know God's will, which nobody really knows, but luckily we have all of these signs, all of these opportunities, all of these challenges that always arise in front of us, that guide us where we need to go, and basically tell us in a way what we need to do. And so it is important to challenge that doubt. It is important to know how to overcome that doubt. And in order to help myself overcome the doubt sometimes, and hopefully this will help you as well, I always try to pray on the story of Noah. And there's really not that much about well, in the book of Genesis. You have You have the genealogy, right, from Adam going to Noah, and then it states that things got really, really bad on earth, and God regretted that He created the mankind, because mankind was engaged in sin. Mankind, they started idolizing all of these false idols. They became violent, they became corrupt. And yet there was this one guy whose name was Noah, and he managed to find favor in God's heart, so to say. And God saved Noah and his family and the living creatures. And to summarize it all, really, everything that we have today, you, me, all of us, the life as we know, is in a way thanks to Noah. Thanks to Noah for being a great guy and finding favor in God and continuing the human race, right? But that also brings me to think about how much doubt Noah experienced. And I mean, after all, Noah is a human being, so you have to understand that when God tells you to start building this massive ark, something that was never done before, and then He tells you that He will have you collect all of these different creatures in pairs, all of these animals. I mean, that's some serious task. That's some really serious task. Think about this. Would you have doubts if something like this was asked from you? I know I would, for sure. I mean, I'm merely human. Of course I'd doubt. This is some big things that are asked from me. But then you also have to think about all the people around Noah that doubted him. I mean, the task that he had to build that ark, to build a massive ark, I mean, it was grandiose, to say the least. So all these people, his neighbors, his friends, some of his maybe relatives that were around him, and seeing him work non-stop day and night on this ark, they obviously had questions for Noah, and they were asking him, hey, you know, what are you doing? What are you building over here? And I'm sure Noah was straightforward and direct with them. Possibly, hopefully, he just said, hey, listen, God told me that I have to build this ark because He's planning to flood the whole earth. Think about this. Think about the reaction that these people had. People that were around Noah. Think about their reaction whenever they heard, this guy is building an ark because he thinks he will be the only one. He's so cool, right? He's so special that he will be the only one saved. And none of us will be. Wow. And it might sound silly, but then they go back and they commit sin and they commit violence, and then they idolize all of these fake gods that they made up out of gold, out of silver, right? Like Bible's talking about. So just think about the amount of doubt that Noah was surrounded with. I mean, it was unbelievable. And it's not just doubt. I mean, think about this. If you overcome the doubt that is within you, and you start doing it. And then your friends start doubting you. Well, let's start from some random people that are not your friends, that are not your relatives, just people. From whatever, it doesn't matter. Especially today, in the world that we live in our modern society, with the social media, you literally anybody on the internet can doubt you, okay? So if you don't take that personally, great, good for you. You keep on doing that work, you keep on doing God's will, right? Following God's voice. But then your friends start doubting you because your plans are big, because what you are planning to do is very serious, is massive. So little by little, your friends start doubting you, your parents start doubting you, your brothers and sisters start doubting you, everybody around you starts doubting you. And think about Noah. I'm sure he experienced all of it. Whenever he overcame his own doubts, he encountered all of the doubts that are around him from other people. And so, if you allow these doubts to stop you from doing God's work, what will happen? You know, sometimes it's hard to say what exactly will happen. What if I stop doing the work that I'm doing right now because of these doubts? What will be the impact of not doing God's will for my life? Not following God's plan for me? It's hard to say. We can't see the future. We can't really predict what is coming, right? But we don't have to, because we have the story of Noah. And that story tells us exactly what would have happened if Noah gave in to those doubts that were within him. If he gave in to the doubts that were within other people that were surrounding him. Because what would happen if Noah did doubt and Noah did not follow God's will for him is that none of us would have been here today talking about this and having these conversations. And so, hopefully this story of Noah just shows you how important it is to not be deceived by doubt, not be deceived by unfaithfulness, not be deceived by ungodliness that is within us, that is within other people. And again, I'm not saying it to say that somebody is you are better than somebody else or anything like this, because after all, we're all brothers and sisters. Some of us have a little bit more faith in them than the others, but we all have the Holy Spirit nevertheless. We all are capable of hearing God's voice. It's just most of us, we choose to ignore it and not do God's will. And hopefully the story of Noah, from this perspective, from the perspective of someone doubtful. I mean, think about this. If you were back there in the times of Noah and you're just a regular person, you're not necessarily doing anything bad. Maybe you worshiped some golden statue of a cow, right? But you were not killing anyone. You were not stealing. You were a decent guy. And then all of a sudden you see this huge, massive project, this whole freaking Disneyland that is being built, and there's crowds of people around it. So you woke up, you're curious, and you're like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh, this freaking guy right here, building a freaking ark. Check this out. Building an ark, listen to this, to save himself, because a great flood is coming. And remember, back then, you gotta think about a lot of things here. Today, rain is not something that is, storm is not something crazy, something that never happened before. Back in those days, if you read the Bible, the earth did not have rain. It did not have all of these storms, all of these tornadoes, all of these geysers from the water, right? The earth, according to the Bible, it was kind of had that mist, almost self-irrigation, self-automatic natural sprinkler system in a way of the mist. So nobody actually seen rain. So to them it was like, what? The sky is gonna open up and the water's gonna fall from the sky? This guy's nuts. So not only this guy was building a huge massive project, but also he was talking about something that never happened before. Of course we would all doubt. I'm sure I would doubt if I was there. I mean, it's so easy to doubt. It's so easy to give in to that human nature. And that's why we do. That's why we doubt. That's why we rationalize, intellectualize, deny. So when God puts something on your mind and you know what you need to do, you know the work of God that you need to do, you know God's will for you, don't let anyone stop you. Don't let you stop you, first of all. And then don't let anyone around you stop you, because people that are in your life that are also strong in faith will see your work, will hear God's voice for them, and they will either do their own thing in order to fulfill that God's will, or they will join you in this work that you're doing.